What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be telling you how to get the lowest input delay and the best FPS you can possibly get. So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into the Fortnite settings. Now that you're at your Fortnite settings, what you want to do is you want to go to your settings, and then if you're on 240 Hz, you can copy these display settings. If you're 120 Hz, you could go 144. If you're 140 Hz, go 160, so on and so forth. You want to make sure that this is a tick ahead than your typical monitor refresh rate, unless you're 240 Hz. If you're 240 Hz, then you just keep it at 240. Now, for my colorblind settings, I highly advise you to try to get used to try to nope. I know it's not the prettiest thing out there, but for me, it personally makes my edits a lot faster, and it's not a placebo effect. It's definitely, I don't know what happened or like what's going on with try to nope, but it's definitely an advantage over off to nope or pro to nope. So, and just do whatever you have to do. If that means you have to turn down your brightness, do whatever you can. Just try to nope 10. It's the way to go. For my graphics settings, I personally rock 85% 3D resolution. If you want to have it at 100, I highly advise just going down 99%. You'll get that just a little bit less input delay. But if you can bear not having the best graphics, then I would highly recommend 85%. For these, you want them all either low or off besides textures. For textures, you want this on high to lessen the workload on your CPU, since Fortnite's a very CPU dependent game. So doing this lightens the load on your CPU and gives a little bit more to your graphics card. If you have a way better CPU than graphics card, I highly recommend you just putting it on low. But if it's opposite and you have a way better graphics card than CPU, then put it on epic. Anyways, on to advanced graphics. VSync, it's dog shit, off. Motion blur, dog shit, unless you're like trying to make a montage, off. Show FPS, personal preference. Rendering mode, personal preference. I just highly recommend you going on either DirectX 11 or performance. Stay away from 12. 11's just as good as 12, even better, and it's for everybody. So with performance, I personally don't like it. I know it's supposed to not look great, but shit just doesn't load for me. It's a hardware thing for rendering mode, but still 12 shit. For multi-threading, you can test this on or off. It depends on your hardware. You want this off, on plus boost if you're using DirectX 11. You won't have this option if you're on performance mode. I'll get into that later. Latency flash off. For controller players, you want at a whole time lowest. Obviously you want build immediately on. Enable foot controller. Every time you load into the game, you want to turn this off, turn it back on. Refreshes, I don't know, some shit, makes it feel better. And then also for your controller players, you want to have a separate bind for switch mode / edit, and you want to make sure your controller platform is the one that you play on. I know it was the wave a while ago to play on generic, but they messed something up with generic in a past update, and it's not what it used to be. Alright, for my keyboard and mouse players, you want the least amount of double binds as possible, or just like you just want as little binds as possible, because the more binds you have, the more game input lag you have. So having like scroll wheel reset is fine. I use it and it's not that big a difference, but if you have double movement right here, you want to make sure just to press this X and then go to the first one and then do whatever it would normally be. Also, for keyboard and mouse players, I highly recommend you turning these two on, especially if you do have a controller plugged in. Makes a huge difference. That's really it for the game settings. Okay, now that you're on your desktop, you want to right click on your Windows icon, settings, and then you can full screen or leave it like that, it's up to you. And we're gonna go system, power and sleep. You can either, if you'd like this to turn off, you can set it to how much you want. I put it on never. And you go to related settings, additional power settings, and that you're not going to have all of these like I do, but just make sure that you at least have high performance on, and I will make a separate video on how to get a custom power plan. Just make sure that you're on high performance, extreme performance, whatever you have, just not balanced. Second thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back, and then we're going to personalization. I use Steam engine, so I just have this as a solid color. But the main part is you want to go to colors, and you want to make sure that transparency effects is off. This plays a huge part in input delay and effects, or FPS. I can't fucking speak. Alright, sorry, technical difficulties. Next thing you want to do is go to devices, go to mouse, additional mouse settings. Make sure that this is 6 ticks to the right. Go to pointer options. Make sure this box is unchecked, 6 to the right. Okay. Once you're done with that, you should be good to go. Get next to that as settings. Now you want to go here and then look up keyboard. Yours is probably gonna appear with a big thing, keyboard. And you want to copy my settings I have right here. Repeat rate, slow. Repeat delay, short. Should do that. Should be good. Now you're gonna hit wherever your sound, right click. Go to playback devices or whatever it is for you. Just try it. Get here. You know where this is. And then go to wherever your microphone that you hear stuff is. It's going to be in playback. Properties, advanced, and make sure this is 16-bit. And if you have the like option for special stuff like boost and all that, make sure those are off. For recording, you want to go to whatever you use to talk with, and then if you can, make sure that for power management, it's on continue running when on battery power. Now, this is a big part when it comes to input delay. You want to hold the Windows button and R, and you should get this screen. Now you want to type in reg edit, so it should be reg edit. I want to press OK. Yours is going to look different from mine, but you want to go to local machine, system, current control set, control, scroll down, priority control, 132 priority separation, and you can either try out 26 or 25. I tested out both, they're both good. Those are the ones that you want to be using. And that will wrap up the video for today. Thank you for watching. If this helped at all, I would appreciate a like. If you can subscribe, that would be great too. Anyways, have a good day.